Welcome, my dear foodies, to the realm of frugal cooking. In this enchanted land, we'll be uncovering the secrets of how to conjure up delicious meals without breaking the bank. We'll be sharing with you some uncommon hacks passed down from Grandma herself that will have you feasting on a feast fit for a king while spending a pauper's coin. Let's get ready to discover the magic of frugal cooking. Hack Yun, using cheaper cuts of meat. Today, we shall delve into the art of using cheaper cuts of meats to create succulent and mouth-watering dishes that will tantalize your taste buds. You see, not all meats are created equal. While some cuts, such as filet mignon, may be a delicacy, they can also be quite costly. On the other hand, cuts such as chuck roast or pork shoulder, often overlooked, can be just as delicious and can be obtained at a fraction of the cost. But you may ask, how do I cook these cheaper cuts to perfection? Well, my friends, the key is to slow cook them. By braising or stewing these cuts, the meat becomes tender and infused with flavor. For example, a classic dish that utilizes a cheaper cut of meat is pot roast. A pot roast is made by browning a chuck roast, then slow cooking it in a mixture of liquid and vegetable. The result is a tender and flavorful roast that can be served with potatoes and gravy. Another delicious dish that uses a cheaper cut of meat is pulled pork. Pork shoulder is slow cooked until it becomes fork, tender, and can be easily pulled apart. It can be served in sandwiches, tacos, or even as a topping for pizza. So don't be afraid to try out these cheaper cuts of meat. With a little bit of creativity and patience, you can conjure up meals that will rival those of a 5-star restaurant, all while keeping your wallet happy. Hack 2. Cooking with frozen vegetables. Are you ready to learn the second of our frugal cooking secrets? Today, we shall be delving into the realm of frozen vegetables and how they can be used to create dishes that are not only delicious, but also economical. Frozen vegetables are often just as nutritious as fresh, and they can be a more cost-effective option. They are flash frozen at the peak of their ripeness, which locks in the nutrients and flavor. Plus, they are readily available year-round, so you don't have to worry about them going out of season. But you may ask, how do I cook with frozen vegetables? Well, my friends, the key is to know the right cooking methods for each type of vegetable. For example, frozen peas and corn can be added directly to soups, stews, and casseroles without thawing, while frozen broccoli and cauliflower should be steamed or sautéed. One of the great things about frozen vegetables is that they can be added to dishes that are already made, like a curry, a stir-fry, or a pasta dish. You can also make a simple and healthy side dish by adding some frozen vegetables to a pan with a bit of oil, salt, and pepper, and sautéing them until they are hot and tender. So, don't be afraid to stock up on frozen vegetables. They are a versatile ingredient that can be used in a variety of dishes, and they are a great way to add nutrition and flavor to your meals without spending a lot of money. Hack 3. Meal prepping and batch cooking. Meal prepping is the art of preparing meals in advance, so you don't have to spend time cooking during the week. By setting aside a few hours on the weekends to prepare meals, you'll have a fridge full of delicious and healthy options ready to go. Batch cooking, on the other hand, is the practice of making large quantities of a dish so that you have leftovers to eat throughout the week. This can save you time, as you only have to cook once, and it can also save you money by reducing food waste. But you may ask, how do I get started with meal prepping and batch cooking? Well, my friends, the key is to plan ahead. Make a list of meals you want to prepare and gather all the ingredients. Then, set aside a few hours to cook and package the meals. One of the great things about meal prepping and batch cooking is that you can make a variety of dishes and mix and match them throughout the week. For example, you can make a big batch of rice or quinoa and use it as a base for different meals like stir, rye, burritos, or bowls. You can also make a big pot of soup or stew and have it for lunch or dinner during the week. So, don't be afraid to give meal prepping and batch cooking a try. These practices can save you time and money in the long run, and they are a great way to ensure that you always have healthy and delicious meals on hand. Hack 4. Using leftovers creatively. Before we get to that, I would like to introduce the sponsor of this video, the Frugal Living eBooks. You'll learn how to take control of your finances and start saving money without sacrificing your quality of life. From assessing your current financial situation and cutting costs, to increasing your income and living frugally without sacrificing enjoyment, we cover it all. Order our ebooks via the first link in the video description and start your journey towards financial stability and security. Now let's get back into the video. Leftovers, my dear friends, are often seen as a burden, but they can actually be a blessing in disguise. By using leftovers creatively, you can save money and reduce food waste. But you may ask, how do I use leftovers creatively? Well, my friends, the key is to think outside the box. For example, leftover roast beef can be sliced and used in sandwiches or diced and added to a stir-fry. Leftover rice can be transformed into fried rice or used as a base for a casserole. Leftover vegetables can be added to a frittata or a quiche. Another great way to use leftovers is to repurpose them into a completely different dish. For example, leftover chicken can be shredded and used to make chicken salad or chicken pot pie. Leftover mashed potatoes can be used to make potato pancakes or shepherd's pie. So don't be afraid to get creative with your leftovers. They are a great way to save money and reduce food waste, and they can be transformed into new and delicious meals. With a little bit of imagination and some clever cooking, you can make your leftovers the star of your next meal. Hack 5. Using dried beans and legumes. Dried beans and legumes such as lentils, chickpeas, and black beans are a great source of protein. and can be a more cost-effective way of adding them to your meals. They can be purchased in bulk and stored for a long time, making them a great pantry staple. But you may ask, how do I cook dried beans and legumes? Well, my friends, the key is to soak them overnight before cooking. Soaking helps soften the beans and reduce cooking time. They can be cooked on a stovetop, in a slow cooker, or in a pressure cooker. Once they're cooked, they can be used in a variety of dishes like soups, stews, salads, burritos, and even as a meat replacement in dishes like burgers or meatloaf. One of the great things about using dried beans and legumes is that they can be flavored in many different ways by adding different spices, herbs or sauces. For example, you can make a simple and delicious dish by sauteing some diced onions and garlic, adding some cooked chickpeas, a can of diced tomatoes, and some spices like cumin and paprika, and let it simmer for a few minutes. So don't be afraid to stock up on dried beans and legumes. They are a versatile and budget-friendly ingredient that can be used in a variety of dishes, and they are a great way to add protein and flavor to your meals without spending a lot of money. Hack 6. Incorporating inexpensive grains. We'll get to that in a second. I have a favor to ask of you. If you like this video so far, please subscribe to the channel. Grains such as rice, quinoa, and oats are not only delicious, but also versatile and can be a great way to add bulk and nutrition to your meals without breaking the bank. They can be purchased in bulk and stored for a long time, making them a great pantry staple. But you may ask, how do I cook with these grains? Well, my friends, the key is to know the right cooking methods for each type of grain. Rice, for example, can be cooked on a stovetop or in a rice cooker. Quinoa can be cooked like rice or used as a replacement for it in dishes like salads or bowls. Oats can be used to make porridge or added to baked goods like muffins or cookies. Once they're cooked, these grains can be used as a base for a variety of dishes like stir, fry, burritos, or bowls, or even as a side dish. They can also be mixed with other ingredients to make a more complete meal. One of the great things about using grains is that they can be flavored in many different ways by adding different spices, herbs, or sauces. For example, you can make a simple and delicious dish by sauteing some diced onions and garlic, adding some cooked quinoa, some diced vegetables, and some spices like cumin and paprika, and let it simmer for a few minutes. So, don't be afraid to stock up on grains. They are a versatile and budget-friendly ingredient that can be used in a variety of dishes, and they are a great way to add bulk and nutrition to your meals without spending a lot of money. Hack 7. Making your own condiments. We shall be delving into the realm of homemade condiments and how they can save you both money and add a touch of magic to your meals. Homemade condiments, my dear friends, such as ketchup, mustard, and salad dressings are not only delicious, but also healthier than store-bought options. They can be made with simple and wholesome ingredients and can be tailored to suit your taste preferences. Plus, they can be stored in the fridge for a long time, so you always have them on hand. But you may ask, how do I make my own condiments? Well, my friends, the key is to have a good recipe and gather all the ingredients. Homemade condiments are usually made with simple ingredients like tomatoes, vinegar, sugar, mustard, and spices. They can be made in a blender or a food processor and can be stored in jars or bottles. Once you have made your own condiments, you'll be able to add a touch of magic to your meals by using them to flavor your dishes. They can be used as a dip, a spread, or as a marinade. One of the great things about making your own condiments is that you can adjust the level of spiciness, sweetness, or sourness to your liking. For example, you can make a simple and delicious salad dressing by mixing olive oil, balsamic vinegar, some honey, and some spices like oregano and garlic. So don't be afraid to try making your own condiments. They are a great way to save money and be healthier than store-bought options, and they can add a touch of magic to your meals. With a little bit of imagination and some clever cooking, you can make your own condiments that will rival those of a gourmet store. Hack 8. Using seasonings and herbs. Seasonings and herbs, my dear friends, are not only delicious but also versatile and can be a great way to add flavor to your meals without spending a lot of money. They can be purchased in bulk and stored for a long time, making them a great pantry staple. But you may ask, how do I use seasonings and herbs? Well, my friends, the key is to know the right combination of seasonings and herbs for each type of dish. For example, a dish like chili can be made more delicious by adding cumin, chili powder, and oregano. A dish like chicken can be made more delicious by adding thyme, rosemary, and garlic. Once you know the right combination of seasonings and herbs for each dish, you'll be able to add a touch of magic to your meals by using them to flavor your dishes. They can be used to marinate meats, to flavor soups, stews, or sauces. One of the great things about using seasonings and herbs is that they can be used to mimic expensive ingredients like saffron or truffle, or to make a dish taste more exotic. For example, you can make a simple and delicious dish by sauteing some diced onions and garlic, adding some diced vegetables and some spices like cumin, paprika, and some herbs like cilantro and parsley, and let it simmer for a few minutes. So don't be afraid to stock up on seasonings and herbs. They are a versatile and budget-friendly ingredient that can add a touch of magic to your meals without spending a lot of money. With a little bit of imagination and some clever cooking, you can make your dishes taste like they were made by a master chef. Hack 9. Shopping at farmers markets and ethnic markets. Farmers markets, my dear friends, are a great place to find fresh, locally sourced produce at a fraction of the cost of grocery stores. They offer a variety of fruits and vegetables that are in season, and you can often find them at a lower price than at the store. Plus, buying produce from a farmer's market supports local farmers and can be a great way to reduce your carbon footprint. Ethnic markets, on the other hand, are a great place to find a wide variety of ingredients that are often less expensive than at a regular grocery store. They offer a variety of spices, grains, and other ingredients that can be used to make exotic and delicious dishes. But you may ask, how do I shop at these markets? Well, my friends, the key is to plan ahead. Make a list of the ingredients you need and be prepared to try new things. It's also a good idea to bring cash and be willing to haggle over prices. One of the great things about shopping at these markets is that you can find unique ingredients that can add a touch of magic to your meals. For example, you can find exotic fruits and vegetables, unique spices, and other ingredients that can be used to make delicious and unique dishes, and unique dishes, and unique dishes. So don't be afraid to try shopping at farmers markets and ethnic markets. They are a great way to find budget-friendly ingredients and to add a touch of magic to your meal. With a little bit of imagination and some clever cooking, you can make your dishes taste like they were made by a master chef. My dearest culinary sorcerers, we have reached the end of our journey through the world of frugal cooking. We hope that you have learned a thing or two and that you will put these tips into practice. Remember, cooking on a budget doesn't have to mean sacrificing flavor or nutrition. With a little bit of creativity and some clever cooking, you can conjure up meals that will rival those of a 5-star restaurant, all while keeping your wallet happy.